Greetings, family. Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. If you are new to this channel or podcast, then please subscribe and share our content with your friends. This will help grow our audience. I provide a written transcript in the group with the same name on Facebook for those of you who don't speak English. I also cite all of my sources under Show and Prove section. You can find all of my work under the About section on my YouTube channel and then scroll down to Medium. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and ordinary law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills to my listeners from the podcast community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue during COVID-19. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing, and legal services, all for free. Our goal this year is to raise $500,000 for our film projects. Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. First, I would like to thank those of you who have donated to our film project. I encourage people from my friends list and people in my social groups who want to be a part of our film project to please send me your email address to my Facebook inbox. We will hold a private conference through Google Meetings to discuss the best methods of reaching others via social media, people from their friends list, donors, and local businesses. Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, mission is to help eradicate urban violence in Chicago through our programs and services. Our objective is to build a bridge between the diaspora and continental Africans through art, culture, and commerce. Chicago will be in the business of creating docudramas, short films, theater, photography, fine arts, music, poetry, literature, sculpture, dance, and spiritual development for inner city youth and their families. Once this virus is cleaned up, we plan on launching African tours in order for us to move from behind the computer and make real connections with our global Black family on the continent, starting in South Africa. I created GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, because I got tired of all of the division among Black people. I created GRCAM in 1991 on a site called Gopher. I wanted to create an organization that focused specifically on solving Black issues in America. I wanted to connect with other like-minded African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Europeans, African immigrants, and Afro-Latinos throughout the diaspora. This is a podcast where we talk about solving Black issues / African issues using a spiritual perspective as it pertains to the great awakening of our people that has been prophesied. Our objective is to get our film project fully funded and play it by ear during COVID-19. Once this virus is cleaned up, then we will shoot our film and promote our film in selected movie theaters and sell our DVDs. Together, we will put GRCAM on the map and turn my vision for Black America into reality. In 2021 and beyond, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement will be promoting a policy of global Black unity, ownership, and community support. Our objective is to be in a place where we own everything we consume and we support one another. we're reaching out to our group members and listeners and would like to encourage them to support our film project in 3 ways. Through our virtual store, Gracam merchandise such as COVID masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbags, and t-shirts. All proceeds will go towards our film project. 2, through our nonprofit organization, Grakai of Chicago. PayPal page. Donations can be used as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3. All donations are tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law. 3, you can support us by purchasing my revised book on my Amazon author page. Keep in mind, community support is where we have to go, and please understand, when you're supporting our YouTube channel or our podcast, you're supporting an independent black network which will eventually employ black people in our films, stage plays, and in our actual business. I need African entrepreneurs, especially in South Africa, to come on the show and promote your businesses and ministries to the diaspora and vice versa. Instructions on participating on the show. First, watch my video podcast. This is called Side A. After I finish my presentation, then I will open up the phone lines through Facebook Messenger. This is called Side B. You can interact with me in real time either as a voice call by clicking on the phone icon or a video call by clicking on the camera icon. With that being said, today's topic, Black Voters' Remorse with the Biden administration. Before I go into my presentation, I want to encourage all of my Christian friends in my Christian group, Light of the World Inspirational Group, and Christian Spoken Word Network, to please step up. Don't just post your videos in the group. I need for you all to participate on this show, either by calling in through Facebook Messenger, or if you are unable to participate, then when you have a moment, please watch my video podcast. Leave a public comment on my Facebook page about the topic. Most of all, please share my video podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. I'm also asking all of my secular friends in my secular groups, Grakai of Chicago, Grakai of Africa, and New Black Voices of Media, to participate on this show as well. And if you're not able to participate, then when you get a moment, please watch my video podcast. Leave a public comment on my Facebook page about the topic. And most of all, please share my video podcast with all of your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. On my Facebook page, I have 1,478 people, but only 238 have subscribed to my YouTube channel. This is the reason why it's taken me so doggone long to get GRACAM, the grassroots community activist movement, popping. I refuse to be ignored by small-minded individuals who don't understand what a vision is. I offer something that no black leader in America has, and that is a plan/vision to solve all of our social problems in America if given a chance. I'm not running for public office. All I'm trying to do is create a positive black business in the black community, starting in Chicago. Last Thursday, a person on my friends list, I won't put her name on blast, referred me to a grant writer. I spoke with the person. He did not speak good English. He told me that I would have to pay $2,000 up front, and then he would help me gain $200,000 for my film project. I'm like, please, that's a red flag. I'm not a fool. Like I tell everyone, if you don't want to be part of this new movement, you must come correct. I do not associate with con artists, hardened criminals, active gang members, urban terrorists, nor pedophiles will be allowed in this organization. Everyone will be screened, must attend our mandatory orientation, subject to a criminal background check, and sign the community pledge, no exceptions. Also, we will develop thumb technology. I want to make sure that everyone is doing their part. No freeloaders here. Every member must contribute something to this organization. Since Black America has rejected my vision and plan for the past 29 years, my organization will be membership-based and private. This is how I get down. Every Thursday, I would try to present topics in order to get Black people on my friends list and people in my social groups to talk with me in real time through Facebook Messenger. So far, we have raised $900. The best way to support our film project is by sharing my video podcast, purchasing my ebook on my author page on Amazon for $9.99, or you can get the softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling, or give a donation through our PayPal page. You can find all of my pages on my YouTube channel under About section. If it was up to me, my organization would have been up and running in at least 25 cities in America. All I have at this time is my revised book, my virtual store, my PayPal page, and my online talk show. Doing the best that I can to get this thing popping. But again, it doesn't matter how bad I want it, without Black support, I can't do my job. That's just how it is. But I'm going to keep on, doing what I can do. The proceeds from my film project will allow me to turn GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, into GRCI of Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. This would put me in a better position financially to hire qualified Black middle-class professionals, buy office equipment, and purchase property in Chicago and in Africa. Those who work with me and Sister Renee will go down in history. My critics want to know about my business. I tell them, at this time, I am the business. I am the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. All of my members are the cell. You are either going to be a healthy cell or a cancer cell. We separate ourselves from those cancer cells. I have been on Facebook for 17 years, networking with the global Black family. It's time for us to take our message to the next level, that is, the big screen, in order to reach the Black masses beyond cyberspace. GRCI of Chicago will have 7 components: a social service component, a spiritual component which will be optional for secular people, an entertainment component, an entrepreneur component, a political component under our for-profit service-based sector, health and wellness component, and a Black media component. All right, we are talking about Black voters' remorse with the Biden's administration. Career politicians are trying to keep Black people on the Democratic treadmill. That's not benefiting us as a group. Your Biden supporters are real quiet now. The Biden administration has given executive orders for the LGBT community, the Asian community, and even non-citizens are getting things. One of the founders of Black Lives Matter, I believe her name is pronounced Patrice Kohler. She bought a $1.4 million home. I provide a couple of videos about this on my Medium page. Notice they don't fund independent black filmmakers like me, who is trying to do something positive in the black community. I found a video of Sheila Jackson Lee and the Congressional Black Caucus who visit Tulsa. The Democrats are trying to latch on to Tulsa in order to impress black voters. They're doing symbolic gestures like dancing and singing in commemoration of the Tulsa Race Massacre. These career politicians just want to acknowledge what happened so that when the election comes around, they'll point out they came and showed their support. Those of us who are woke are not buying it. It's just a big kumbaya. We're all equal love fest. They are not offering any tangibles. This is the political game to keep black people on that hamster wheel by voting for Democrats. If you vote, that means you have faith in the system. I provide a clip of Joe Biden's Tulsa speech on my Medium page under Show and Prove. It's Obama 2.0 all over again. Notice Biden says nothing about compensating the victims of Tulsa. He never talks about what the government is going to do about it. Joe Biden said, quote, we're going to do something to help black wealth creation that's also going to help the entire community, unquote. The entire community did not have bombs dropped on them, only the black community in Tulsa. This is insulting. Politicians don't talk to Asian Americans like this, the LGBT community, the Jewish community, or the Latino community. The COVID-19 hate crime bill is only for Asians. The House and the Senate for both political parties immediately passed the hate crime bill for the racism they experienced for a year. Black people was bombed and killed. So let's give compensation to everybody in America, including the perpetrators and their children. Family, this game has to stop. If y'all keep voting for this, then we as a group will end up back on those plantations. You're voting for people who come out just to insult our intelligence. The financial elites are afraid a new system that once black people are fully awakened, then we will create a system that will counter theirs. That new system is here. I just need brave, inspired black people to help me turn the ideas into a reality. Your CAM members think outside of the box. This current system does not work for us as a collective. Your CAM members will create a system which will give us real freedom, justice, and equality. The Congressional Black Caucus didn't fight for anything. None of them was talking about reparations for black people in Tulsa who were aggrieved and their descendants. If this were Asians, the politicians would have been talking about how much money they're going to receive and all types of Asian development. They wouldn't dare talk about giving something to other groups. The Congressional Black Caucus don't advocate for reparations for black people in Tulsa. No type of development specifically for the blacks areas in Tulsa. This is what Grekai of Tulsa would have said. The black families and their descendants need compensation for what they had to endure. Grekai of Tulsa would push for a Marshall Plan with specific development in the black community in Tulsa. When it comes to us, the Congressional Black Caucus focus on everybody else except black people. What's up with that? When you go to the Asian caucus, they only talk about what they do for Asians. When you go to the Latino caucus, they only talk about what they do for Latinos. When you go to the Jewish advocacy sites, they only talk about what they do for the Jewish community. When you go to the Black caucus, they talk about lifting all boats. We got to put an end to that. Only black people were slaves in America, no other group. We've been taught by white supremacists there is some type of moral honor being impoverished. They told our ancestors that Jesus was poor and we should want to be like him. I might not have money, but I'm rich in morality. That's plantation talk, y'all. You can't do anything without resources and money. The something for nothing game has been monopolized by white supremacists. We as black people have to understand the importance of networking and sharing information so that we can protect each other. This is why I created all of my social groups. Now I'm ready to turn all of my groups into a real Christian business for Kai of Chicago. And this is what my film will be based on. Our issues are paramount. We are the people in the most trouble. Everything else have to be put on the back burner until our issues are resolved. Black people have shown white society that we're not serious about our demands because after a few weeks we go back to the same status quo. What black people are lacking worldwide is a solid agenda. Black people have been trying to get politics accomplished without having an economic base. Politicians are brought to us by the dominant society. They are chosen by the financial elites to only serve the interests of the financial elites, not the people. I found an article from the Sun, which is a British newspaper. The Sun is owned by Rupert Murdoch, founder of Fox News. The article is entitled, "Stop the Spree Buckhead Crime Wave. Atlanta's richest neighborhood wants to break away from the city and have their own police force." Unquote. You are welcome to read the article. I provide the link on my Medium page under Show and Prove. Buckhead is a wealthy area in Atlanta where most black people reside. When you look at who's on the Buckhead Exploratory Committee, you don't see any black people. I provide the website along with a photo of the Buckhead Exploratory Committee on my Medium page. When you go to their website, it says, "Help Save Buckhead." All BEC members are volunteers. They say we are proud to be a diverse group. Yet there's no black person at all, on their in their group. They raise thousands of dollars. The financial elite wants to divide Buckhead into its own city. Black people continue to operate under this ridiculous notion that if I just ignore white supremacy will ignore us. The plan is to remove black people from Buckhead. While all this is going on, where is your black representatives? I tell black people, don't tell me about Atlanta being a black mecca, because as a collective group we don't own the real estate. While black people pretend they are running things, the financial elites are practicing urban gentrification. I'm using Buckhead as one example of what's happening in black America. The financial elites are gentrifying Harlem, LA, Chicago, etc. If you don't control the economy, then what are you controlling? The financial elite's tactics is to allow crime to elevate. That's how they clear black areas out, or they could use public policy into their favor because they are the lawmakers. What I have written and what I have been preaching to black people for 29 years is coming to pass. The grassroots community activist movement is trying to improve what little black community we have left. This is why my film is so important. Our black politicians are telling us the agenda should be legalizing marijuana and more LGBT parades, which will in the end make black people become squatters in our own cities. We need to demonstrate that we can collaborate with each other in America first before we expand to Africa. White supremacists are not coming at us as individuals. They are coming as a group. This is why black people must practice group economics, and for us to be on one accord and have a code. And we have to unite with other like-minded black people, period. If black America continues to ignore my vision and plan, then we're done as a group in America. The main issue black Americans will face in the United States is urban gentrification and affluent white people coming into black areas and buying everything, which is the plan. Same thing in Africa. It's called economic warfare. Have y'all heard about what's taking place in Florida? Career politicians are trying to create laws against pull-up summer. These politicians want to stop people from protesting in residential areas because demonstrators pulled up on Derek Chauvin, the man who murdered George Floyd, in his home in Florida. Everyone have to respect the law in order for people to obey the law. When you have people who are supposed to enforce the law are the ones breaking the law, then you create a lawless society. The citizens have to check reckless people working in law enforcement in order to get them back in line. People are pulling up because the laws are not being respected. I posted a video on my Facebook page about a six-year-old black boy in Detroit who was shot by an Asian man because he left his bike in the man's front lawn. When these other groups are shooting our children, then black people become ghosts. I don't respect that. If we don't protect our children, who will? After I posted my blog on Twitter, the black grassroots stepped up and began calling the prosecutor and the judge to increase the man's bond, and he was rearrested. The mainstream media was not going to reveal this story to the public. That's why we have to support our black media outlets. Come to find out, the prosecutors and the judge are Democrats. This is why it's important for us to be on code, ladies and gentlemen. You had an attorney by the name of Mark McCloskey who displayed a rifle at BLM protesters. Now he is running for Senate. In Missouri, the Republicans are running against black people and saying the issue is crime. In contrast, in Atlanta, your so-called black representatives is running against black people while saying the issue is crime. The financial elites don't want the next election to be about black issues, but rather crime prevention. First, the issue was about stop Asian hate. Every time you turn around, these career politicians have some excuse to avoid black issues. The financial elite strategy is to get black people to vote for them and their interests. If you don't make it clear that if there is no black agenda on the ballot, then we will withhold our vote during the national election. In America, we are living under a white supremacist regime. When white supremacists make it acceptable for one of our black children to get shot, and they only give this dude a $10,000 bail for attempted murder, this is unacceptable. If you use a verbal slur to an Asian, the authorities can hit you with a federal hate crime. The NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus are promoting Stop Asian Hate, but not talking about this story. Where are the Asian organizations speaking out against this Asian man who shot this black boy? The Asian community supported Peter Ling after he killed a black man. Family, we have to stop caping for these other groups who are not reciprocating our cause. We have to unite and step to the Biden administration and demand a crime bill specifically for black Americans. Black people have to speak out against all of the Democrats for prioritizing everyone else with executive orders except us. We are a very powerful people when we get on cold. Support what we are doing by sharing our video podcast. Purchase items from our virtual store. Purchase my revised book and read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan for Black America and Africa, then work with me in turning my ideas into a reality. Finally, donate to our PayPal page. You can find all of my pages on my YouTube channel under About. I put a lot of time to do research in order to help our people understand what is happening to our people on a local, national, and international level. The aim is to heal our people. That's why our first film, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins, is based on my experience and what drove me to create CAM in the first place. The process of healing begins with identifying our African heritage. Family, you have to understand we are dealing with a social economic system that is well funded by the financial elites. It's not my burden alone, but rather a shared burden, for I am just one black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. This is why I keep bringing up Nehemiah. He did not rebuild the wall of Jerusalem by himself. He had qualified architects, bricklayers, and engineers. I'm encouraging my group members in Ghettos, Africa. If you are able to get 5 or more people from your Pacific country, then we will use this platform to promote your country and your businesses or ministries. They are as follows: Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Angola, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Uganda. We plan on replicating Ghettos, Africa in 10 African nations. I just named those 10. In addition, we plan on having our Caribbean brothers and sisters in such places as the Bahamas, Barbados, Haiti, and Jamaica, and Brazil to come on the show to promote their businesses and ministries. Ghettos, Chicago will be about hosting African tours for the diaspora so that we can come and focus on rebuilding Africa to secure our future. The talent to rebuild Africa is here. We just need to unite Africans on my friends list with the diaspora and help Africa experience her true potential. Without the diaspora, Africa will continue to languish. And without Africa, the diaspora will continue to weaken as well. Ghettos of Africa will promote an African renaissance in which the diaspora and the continental Africans can pull our talents and skills together. Whether these resources be mental, monetary, or spiritual, to help in dealing and leading Africa's return to the golden age. Our objective is to create a genuine, sovereign, and self-sufficient Africa in which both continental Africans and African diaspora can rightfully benefit from. Our next film project will take place in South Africa. The name of the film is entitled African Liberator, The Battle Against Colonized Mindset. Once our film project is fully funded and made and the proceeds begin coming in, then Grassroots of Chicago will begin launching our African tours. We plan on visiting Kibera, which is the largest slum in Nairobi and the largest urban slum in Africa. Unity is strength. Division is weakness. That's a Swahili proverb. The grassroots community activist movement is about uniting the diaspora and continental Africans from my social group so that we can focus on solving black issues on a global scale. GRCAM aims to utilize technology to assist black entrepreneurs and black businesses in creating jobs within the African market and the diaspora throughout our future films and stage plays. We aim to create an African reality show once our film project is fully funded and made. Your CAM objective is to create a think tank that is intelligent and informed on a local, national, and international level. Create initiatives which will have a direct impact on job creation within the African community and the black community so that we can trade among one another. We are trying to recruit a team in both the public sector and private sector for our real business for Grassroots of Chicago. We pride ourselves on the quality of our research content we provide on our video podcast. We aim to deliver relevant information based on quality research, facts, and most importantly, advancing the economic interests of the African continents. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to open up the phone lines for Q&A. You can contact me through Facebook Messenger. I'm going to wait around for about 15 minutes. And if I don't have any calls, then, I just have to call it a day. But bottom line, I can make hundreds of videos. Again, I'm just praying to my Creator that He would connect me with brave and smart people so I can move this organization from behind a computer. Bottom line, I don't want to be doing this another 29 years. So, I put all my stuff out there. I have the book. I have my virtual store. I have my PayPal page. That's basically what I'm working with. And I stand on everything I've written. And, again, this organization, we're about raising the bar. I'm not about just, having people to be on my team just to be quote-unquote popular. I want to work with brave and smart black people that want to help solve these issues, because at the end of the day, it's our children that's going to end up suffering and going through the same, I would say, unnecessary casualties. That's why I'm trying to get this organization started here in America first, because that's where I'm at. And those that's pro-black America, that's on you. But again, I want to work with those that want to, build up this organization, starting in our inner cities for credibility. So when we do go to Africa, and when I do go to Africa, I'm not going to Africa empty-handed. I want to be able to bring tangibles, to be in a position where I can hire people. But I want to make sure I have my management team in place first. So those that's interested in being on my management team, again, I want everyone to purchase my revised book and read my story, so that way I don't have to waste time trying to explain to you what's already in writing. And if you pass our criminal background checks and you present your qualification, then we can discuss doing business. That's how I get down. With that being said, the phone lines are now open.